It's time for the weekly roundup from the Tincubator. It's episode 9, and this week we're going to get into the nitty-gritty world of product development by talking through major hurdles we've been dealing with one of our current projects. Cue the intro. Hello everyone, I'm Marianne from Tincubate, and we are a company that works in wireless electronics. We build products and help build tech solutions for people. Usually we chat every week about conversations we're having on social media with people in the community, but this week there are a couple things going on that are making me kind of stray from that. So this week we're going to talk through some major issues we've been having with one of the products that we've been working on for a while now. This video is just talking through roadblocks that we've come across, and we will get through these roadblocks because we always do. It's the nature of what we do. There's always problems, but there's so much more value in the journey than there is in simply being successful with no problems. So before we talk through it, please make sure that you subscribe, please, so that you get notified when we put new posts up and all that. We're real people, we have a real business. We're hoping to inspire others through educational content, and we really want to bridge that gap between building electronics and building, successful businesses that use tech. So anyways, let's start. We're talking about this IoT property management environmental sensor project that we've had lots of TikToks about, lots of IG reels, IG pictures. We've discussed it in several episodes of our weekly roundup, so you can go back. I'll make sure I link some of them there below. So there's been one root source to all the issues, and that is this damn global shortage of electronic components in the marketplace. And it has just wreaked havoc on our timelines. So a slew of things have caused this shortage of components. Right now we're talking some components have lead times of a year instead of 4 months. That's massive. Or some of them are over a year. And so why has this happened? I mean, there's a slew of reasons. Natural disasters, geopolitical factors that play, this little thing called COVID, a global pandemic that has completely shifted consumer behaviors, and it's really flipped supply and demand on its head. So if you think about it, it's really reshaped demand entirely. And as we move into recovery from the pandemic, it's going to shift it all again. In IoT specifically, which is the space that we mostly live and breathe in because of our wireless expertise, IoT is the Internet of Things. In our world, what I mean is we're using wireless sensors to monitor data spread across an area and use that data to make decisions. Being able to monitor things remotely is super important right now, and it's important for companies to be more intentional about our human resources because there are additional safety concerns during a global pandemic. So the outcome of this whole set of circumstances is this really strange climate of capitalism at its finest, really. There's a lot of new, I'll call them creative opportunities for people. So companies who don't need parts but have available cash are buying up raw materials just to sit on them so that they have them. Doesn't help anything. Companies who don't need parts but they're scared of not being able to get them are inflating their projections and paying to sort of keep their place in line, which leaves people at the back of the line not able to access parts when they actually need them because they're actually building something. Anyways, then there are those who are spending their time grabbing components, any components they can with the hopes that they can resell them for profit because capitalism. But truly the worst outcome that has been affecting this product is actually counterfeit parts. So the story is one of our suppliers' manufacturers, they were sourcing an IMU sensor for a build and it was out of stock through their standard channels. So the chip manufacturer for this particular IMU couldn't help find stock, so they had to go through an unverified channel. It turns out, obviously, that they're counterfeit. The supply box that the manufacturer got had all the right labeling, except it didn't have an actual lot number, which is what we need to actually validate that they came from the manufacturer's manufacturing facility. So when our supplier got the build, electrically, everything was fine, looked great. All the tests passed. And then that became part of our system, and we found out that we cannot communicate with the chip. So So we can't get any of the information off the chip, thus making the chip absolutely useless because it's doing what it's supposed to do, but it can't tell anyone anything about what it's doing and what it's reading. So all the documented communication protocols to work with the system that we had our firmware built up for on the prototype boards just wouldn't work. And we need an IMU in this product. It's an important piece of the product for all the algorithms. So we worked really closely with our supplier on this to help solve the problem. And yes, it is their problem to solve, but it's our business and it's our deliverables that are on the line, and it's our client's success on the line. So of course, we're involved with it. So the first option we did was we went to the manufacturer of the chip. And I'm just gonna put it right out there. I'm not gonna name their name right now because we're not through this saga yet, but I'm really disappointed with how the manufacturer reacted. But I'm not that surprised, unfortunately. So they said, you know, it wasn't their chips, it's not their fault, not their problem. They sent us to their forums, which is like, thank you very much. They would probably have helped if we had told them that we were going to be able to commit to hundreds of thousands of volume or something, but that's not smart business for us or our client. This manufacturer will only support parts bought through their approved vendor list, which I get, but their approved vendor list has 4 names on it, and none of those people have any stock. So they've already sold it to other people. Now, if we go and buy from other people who bought from them, we won't get support from the manufacturer. Even though it does come through that channel, they don't care. And I think, again, it's not a healthy customer retention model. Obviously, these manufacturers only want to work with huge business, which I totally get. Next up, we went to channel partners. We chatted with FAEs at places like Arrow. We talked to our partners who do manufacturing like SparkFun. We talked to our component reps that we do work with. We asked our CM network. We tapped everyone that we could to see if we could find some of these chips with a source that would be able to validate that they are legitimate. So we could at least reference the lot batches through the manufacturer and know they're legit, but no one had a line on them because they are sold out everywhere. So what do? We're sitting here with hundreds of built up units missing one critical part, and that really sucks. So far, what we've tried, we found a few sources online that had stock, and we ordered small batches from them. So we ordered from AliExpress, a source in Texas, and a source in California. So far, we've received 2 out of those 3 batches, both counterfeit. So we're hoping that last one is still gonna be a good batch, but we don't know for sure. I will stress again, these resellers don't necessarily know that what they're selling isn't good. Somewhere, there's someone collecting money for these and laughing, but I don't think it's these resellers. So in the meantime, we do have a quantity of other IMUs from a different manufacturer. They are footprint compatible, and this will be our backup plan if we can't find the right source. What it would mean for us is we would have to work with our supplier. We would have to swap out the bad IMU with a new one manually on every single board, hand populated. And we'd also have to do dev work. So we'd have to do, bring up driver work and adjust our algorithms to work with the new part. So there's a couple weeks of work there from multiple people to get this batch out the door. So we'll probably be picking that path in the next day or 2 because we'll get that last batch in, see if it's real. And we don't want to go down the path of spending a couple weeks of doing anything until we know that. So let me just say, this sounds like chaos. But these kind of hurdles, they're really typical in tech. Our client who's working on this product would absolutely be drowning right now if they didn't have partners like us here to navigate. So it takes technical experience, it takes technical expertise, it takes relationship building, working connections. And this is why working with a tech partner is so vital, unless tech is your core business. And for most IoT companies or companies selling tech solutions, tech is not the core business. Tech enables the business, and the business is solving problems and selling solutions in the industry. It's not building the tech out. But that's it for me today. Please give this a like if you want us to continue building content and unveiling what happens behind the scenes in the real world of electronics. Comment, tell us what you think, tell us about your experiences with this global component shortage, We'd love to hear stories and we'd love to hear from you. Bye for now.